Hello, I'm Clara Amfo.
And I'm Munroe Bergdorf.
And I'm Munroe Bergdorf. You're so sexy with everything you do, aren't you?
I'm going to give it.
You do. Welcome to Into It. This is our brand new podcast, which is pretty self-explanatory. It's just about stuff that we're into.
Fashion, film,
pop
TV.
culture, politics, like whatever. If it's on our mind and we're into it, we're going to talk about it. Who's to say what tangents we're going to go down? We hope you follow us.
Love a tangent.
And me too.
We love a tangent.
And enjoy the ride. So, let's get into it. So here we are, babe.
Here we are.
Well, let's get into it. Where was the last time we saw each other?
Last saw you at the premiere of Kylie Minogue's amazing docuseries premiere. Love her. Love Kylie so much. And I feel like after watching that, I love Kylie more. How was it? Because you were hosting it.
I did, yeah. So I so nice. I had to chat to her twice. We did an intimate sort of thing with just her and her fans, like the top 1% of her fans in London, at this. I know, yes, teehee. At this special event with Spotify. So they basically got her 1% of fans in London. And got
I thought you were talking about the premiere. And I was like,
also,
I was just.
Well, no, you're in the strong percentage. No shade to all Kylie fans watching.
Okay,
of course.
Spotify.
Yeah. So it was like a small group of us and we had like a really long chat. It was about an hour actually, but you know, editing and that, they had to condense it down.
Yeah.
And then a few days later was the premiere launch, which was really, really cool.
It was so good.
And it's really fascinating, like watching her work in the non-performance sense. Like, Kylie Minogue, I just rate so much because she's so switched on and she's so shrewd. And that woman she's no one's fool. And I think people will see in the documentary, like, yes, there's a lot of vulnerability that's shown in there, but she's got this sense of self and this self-assuredness. And don't get me wrong, she hasn't been free from insecurity or whatever, but she's just got this, I don't know, this sort of like inner anchor.
That's
you
what
can
I
feel
said.
From her.
That's what I said to my friends about like how I found it. There's this duality to Kylie.
Gemini.
There's
Gemini
this duality. And you get the public facing Kylie, the Kylie that we have all grown up with, that we know. And then there's this Kylie that's got this deep inner world and this private life and this part of her that she has kept for herself and the people that love her and know her. And it was so lovely and inspiring actually to see that side. The loves and the focus and the obstacles that she's overcome. And we all know that Kylie is a survivor and we love her for that and, you know, the things that she's dealt with in her life. But it's seeing how she has taken those extremely difficult experiences and alchemized it into light and seeing so many people describe her as a ball of light, and she is that. And I don't know, throughout my life, people have always like asked me, why do you love Kylie so much? Like, what is it about Kylie?
How could you not?
Well, anyone that doesn't like Kylie, I don't trust.
Correct.
But I understand when people don't understand or don't get it if they're not exposed to her. But I always just say she's just magical. And I think in this documentary, I actually understood what it is about her that's so magical. And it's that ability to turn things into positives. And as someone who can get quite dark, like my mind can go into some places sometimes, like she is just a way of pulling people back to that light. It's really lovely.
Yeah, I think it's definitely one I think our dear listeners should watch, just because it's mega inspiring. Like, you know, so when I was doing the interview, I was allowed to watch the first 2 episodes and they purposely didn't allow me to watch the 3rd episode. And I understand why now.
Yes.
So
we won't ruin it.
We won't ruin it. But there's a big reveal about, you know, some moments in her personal life. And it does knock the wind out of yourselves when you first see her address it. And then, you know, she overcomes what she's been through, and it's just wow. The respect I have for that woman is infinite. And the thing is, I can't overstress as someone who's a music broadcaster primarily, like the pop industry is so fickle. And don't get me wrong, we love a hot moment, we love a hit and whatever, but you can really be in one day and out the next. And the fact that woman has had sustained hits in every single decade she's been releasing music. She's She's had hits in 80s, 90s, noughties, 10s, and now. Yeah. Like she's never not had a hit in any decade. And like it's pretty incredible.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
And to just retain that sense of family. She's so grounded. That was an element of the documentary that I really loved, was where she gets her power from and where she gets her sense of self from. And seeing the Minogue clan just
shout out Danny.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Do you know what? Side note.
You giving Neon Nights a shout out.
I had to.
Listen, that album is one of the best pop albums of all
sure
time.
Is.
So let's put some respect on Danny Minogue's name.
We better put some respect on that. You know, she started following me on Instagram after that, and I was a bit gagged. I was like, I mean, it might be her social media manager who did it. It might even be her.
Let's not ruin. No, it's Danny Minogue in person.
But you know what? I was just like, I was on a no. But Neon Nights is a great record.
That is a phenomenal album.
It's like if you liked Light Years and Fever by Kylie, Neon Nights would be a
Get
bit
into
of you.
Neon Nights.
It's like classic pop music.
Put the needle on it.
Exactly. And what's it? Vibe On. That song about her vibrator.
Yeah.
We can say that.
No.
Yes, good. Listen, honey, this is a space where we can say we can say vibrator,
whatever we're into.
I have to say, do you know what I love though? Like, and you know, it's a tender moment for her, but there's also, you know, there's naughtiness around it. When she speaks about Michael Hutchence.
Yeah. Oh, and Jason Donovan with the crossover.
Well, this is it. So for those that don't know the Kylie lore, Kylie, in the height of her sort of like 80s to 90s fame, or I guess late 80s fame, she was dating her co-star from Neighbours, Jason Donovan. And yeah, let's just say it again. When you think about the trajectory of Australian soap stars to pop stars, just know it was Kylie Minogue who set pace for all of them. Like Kylie Minogue is the blueprint.
By force as well.
Yeah.
Because people were really trying to say, do you want to be a singer or do you want to be an actress?
Yeah.
Like, that was inspiring as well. Yeah. Like that refusal to be contained by other people's expectations that actually runs throughout the entire documentary. Yeah. But like Kylie really just said, I'm going to do whatever I want and you're going to love it.
I love when she's like, well, ask Dolly and Cher and Barbara. And I was like, exactly, Vid. But yeah, so the quick Kylie lore is, so she was dating Jason Donovan and in the height of the sort of like 80s, 90s, she meets Michael Hutchence, who was the lead singer of Need You Tonight. So you know that Professor Green song, I Need You Tonight? It was sampled from In Excess, his band. Huge band, like big success in Australia and the world, really. Mm-hmm. Like they broke America, huge in the UK. Michael Hutchence sadly passed away. And Kylie talks about him and, you know, how he changed her life. And obviously, I didn't bring this up at the conversation because here's the thing. There's a time and a place for certain questioning in certain environments. Yeah. And I think what Michael Hutchence did for Kylie Minogue, like for her artistry and herself, which she alludes to, is so incredible. But I remember watching it and I remember thinking, and I'm sure we've all been there.
Get to it, Clara.
This is the whole
She's
point.
Finding her words.
This is the whole point of the documentary.
We can't do Kylie dirty.
No, we can't. No. You know, as a woman, when you're, you know, getting into sexuality, you know, when you meet a man who knows how to really fuck you properly.
Period. It was an awakening.
She had a sexual, you could tell she had an artistic and sexual awakening.
Yeah, devilish enough in the words of Kylie.
Well, this is it. And like, you know, because when there's that amazing scene in the documentary where, you know, they're walking through a crowd, she's got her little blonde pixie cut and she's wearing that little like sparkly mini dress and she just looks really fabulous. And I remember just thinking, yeah, you're getting shagged properly. Like he's putting it down and I think every woman's got that guy. Everyone's got that guy.
Michael Hutchence was giving generous lover.
Yeah, exactly.
Generous and extensive.
Was giving pleasure dom.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean?
Whilst Jason Donovan, Labrador boyfriend. And I feel like Kylie is a fox, but she's also just, I don't know, just there's a depth there that is like so expansive and like just like a world within a world. And Michael Hutchence definitely lit that world up.
Oh, he sure did, honey.
Yeah.
What I loved about how he loved her and how it was shown in the documentary is that he was a fan of hers unashamedly, and he was with her unashamedly, very much like Nick Cave. Even though they weren't romantically involved, there's just a respect there, and they respect her. They respected her craft and her as an artist, and I thought, and I just really liked that.
It was important because at that time, like, she was being dragged through the press. It wasn't cool to like Kylie Minogue unless you're gay.
Yeah,
like. There wasn't a credibility there.
I just remember the way Nick Cave spoke about her was so loving and so generous and poetic, to quote the good woman herself. I think because also with Kylie, there's no pretense there. And I think that is one of the most admirable qualities any artist can have, is to actually not be pretentious. It's just being your truth. And her truth is great fucking pop music that makes people feel good.
I loved the scene when Jason Donovan's talking about Kylie disappearing into a bathroom with Michael Hutchins, and like that was the moment that he knew that he'd lost her.
Oh yeah, that's it, because Michael went to talk to Kylie about singer stuff. Sure.
Only Kylie could make that look sweet as pie.
Yeah.
But
they were talking about singer
stuff. Driving to see Michael Hutchins with your boyfriend in the car.
Yeah, but you know what? I rate Jason Donovan because he has got a really great sense of humour about it. And I think he came across fantastically well in the documentary.
It's very much water under the bridge, but you could tell that they've got a good bond because they were all just brutally honest.
Exactly. So Viva Kylie. And watch that documentary, and we hope you all find, that person who lights your fire.
So Olivia Rodrigo has found herself in a little bit of an internet discourse scandal.
Flipping discourse, here we go.
Yeah, again, about how a woman should be sexy. So basically people have taken umbrage with this Babydoll dress that she was performing in was it the Palace of Versailles?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. And for me, I don't get it. I kind of feel like any time a pop star dresses, I don't know, I feel like anyway, there's a issue with how her sexiness is. I don't feel, I understand within the context of the moment. I feel like we are unfortunately exposed to a lot of conversations regarding sexual abuse, especially of minors. So within the context of the moment, I definitely understand where that pain is rooted for people. But I also think, are we going a little far in terms of, this particular critique in terms of intention rather than impact?
Well, I think, context is everything. And look, here's the thing. Olivia Rodrigo is really fucking smart and really, I love the way she references her influences. Like she wears her influences like on her sleeve or on the hem of her Babydoll dress in this contest. Like this is a woman who has performed with David Byrne from Talking Heads, has performed with, Robert Smith from The Cure. And she is somebody like her knowledge of sort of like 80s, 90s, noughties, loves to perform with Jack White from White Stripes. And for me, when I saw her in that Babydoll dress, I was like, yeah, well, of course you're wearing that because you clearly like love Hole and you love Courtney Love and you love that grunge era. And this is a direct reference to that sort of aesthetic. Yeah. But I also understand what you're saying. What people are hypersensitive at the moment, understandably so, because of course, we can't ignore that. Unfortunately, a lot of things that are deemed sexually attractive have got their roots in sort of the objectification of really, really young girls, like a baby doll dress on a grown woman.
But at the same time, Lily Allen was wearing one not too long ago. Do you think it's that because Olivia Rodrigo is younger? She's in her early 20s and she looks like a younger girl?
Yeah, do you know what? No, that's a good point. I think there is that, but I think also there's the bigger picture of people cannot stand it. When I say people, sadly, it's mostly men. And actually also a lot of women with sort of internalised misogyny, to be fair. But people cannot stand it when a young woman, especially a pop girl, dares to have any sort of agency that hasn't got a man involved. that is completely her. Because even I remember when Olivia was speaking up against like abortion care, speaking up about abortion care in the States, and being critiquing Donald Trump, and people would like, oh my God, shut up, just stick to the music. You're just a little girl, da 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 da. Like, how dare you, kind of thing. And I think also because of the context in which she became well known, she was on, I think, was it High School Musical, the TV show? I think that's how she became well known, like, in that sort of trajectory. Like, I think a lot of people were used to seeing her as this little girl, and it's like, oh no, but you're not the sad little girl that sang Driver's License, and you're all sad about a boy. And it's like, I think Driver's License, actually, she played such a blinder because it's almost like the biggest sort of like, oh, you thought no. It was like a great intro, introduction to us, but like that's not the entirety of her. And like, and I think the bigger issue is people can't stand the fact that their precious little Olivia isn't the sweet little girl. I think that's what it is.
That's the issue.
Yeah.
I think that we've seen this time and time again, whether or not it's Britney, I'm not a little girl anymore, or God, even Kylie in the documentary.
But this is it.
When Kylie came out and she was in that fishnet and like,
and everyone's like, oh, raunchy this, raunchy
and then
that.
They all of those articles about all of those Irish mums like dragging their kids out of. Do you know what I mean? I feel like we see it time and time again when a girl becomes a woman and she is embodied.
Do you know what it is? It's when she's doing it without the permission of a man.
That's what I was going to say.
We don't like it.
I think a lot of people have a problem understanding that sex isn't for anyone. Like, sexuality doesn't need to be for anyone. You can be sexual and you can be sexually expressive without it being for a man.
Yes.
And people put it into the context of you kind of giving yourself to the gaze over to the gaze of men. And like, I don't necessarily think that that's what it is. I think that you can be sexually expressive and it doesn't mean that it's like you're reducing yourself or anything like that. I feel like it can be just what it is. I think also, I don't know, it's that crossover period, isn't it? When you got a younger audience and then suddenly you're sexually expressive. I mean, we saw it with Billie Eilish as well. And then people are like, how dare you? I don't know.
Sabrina Carpenter too.
Yeah, I think we've got a real issue with sex still in this country, in the West, actually.
Oh my God, we are so repressed. So repressed.
Well, actually, let's rewind. I think it's straight people that are repressed.
Yeah.
Because the queer community, as soon as, a pop girlie has her sexual awakening era, they're loving it. We're loving it. Just you're feeling yourself. You're down to the club. You can't get down to the club. You're on the stage, honey. You're only wearing down on the stage what we're wearing down to the club. So why not? And also, like, what kids are wearing Babydoll dresses? What parents are allowing their child to like wear like a sexy Babydoll dress? Like, come on. Like, this is adult clothing. And I think the problem is that it's called Babydoll. Like, it's the name that's the problem. Because if it's just a garment, it's an adult wearing just like whatever.
Do you know what? That is exactly it. Because it's like, words mean things. It's sort of like those vests now, they call them a wife pleaser. You don't call it a wife beater anymore.
Well, exactly.
Or like
a wife pleaser.
A wife pleaser. That, from what I understand, that's been the rebrand of the past few years. No, because that's the thing. I think that's so true. I think it's the language also around the garment, as well as the fact that she's just wearing unapologetically. But
it's the cognitive dissonance, isn't it? But yeah, I do think that the problem is in the name because, objectively, what Olivia Rodrigo was wearing, I think it would be more of a problem if there was kids wearing that.
Oh no, absolutely.
So like, she's not dressing up as a kid. Like, she is a woman. She's an adult.
And also, let's keep it a buck. Not to be reductive. She's having a hot girl summer. She's nearly single. Although apparently.
Not the allegedly.
Apparently she's seeing one of the guys from Geese, apparently.
Geese?
Yeah, they're doing really well. They're like a sort of like breaking band. Like they won best international band at the Brits.
Okay, I don't know nothing.
But yeah, apparently she's seeing one of the guys from Geese. But she she was in a,
good for her.
Yeah, she's out here, man.
Yeah.
She's had a lovely time. So yeah, Olivia, we support you doing whatever you want to do.
Wear whatever you want, honey.
Exactly. The podcast is called Into It. And there's going to be some weeks where we're over it. Obviously not doing the podcast with each other. We love each other's company. But there's going to be certain things that are going to make our eyes roll so deeply back into our heads that, that our eyes are going to be in our bum holes. Yeah, what's making you eye roll this week? What are you over?
Oh, what am I over this week? I'm not over it. I'm actually really into it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm kind of like, true crime.
Okay.
Have you seen Should I Marry a Murderer on Netflix?
No, and I don't know if I
Clara,
I don't know if I want
No, you have to. It's so good.
Do you know what it is? I actually am a true crime girly, but I'm not into the culture of true crime. I think that's what I think that's what I've learned. I find the culture of true crime a little bit tedious and a bit sort of like everyone's like, well, guys, I'm a private investigator. Like this week, I'm bored.
It's the culture that is icking me out.
Yeah.
Because maybe I'm the problem because I love it. So I'm part of the culture, but I'm starting to feel icky when I'm watching them.
Well, yeah.
I watched The Crash as well on Netflix. Listen, Netflix will get me in. Netflix can hook me in. As soon as I see that there's a new true crime doc on Netflix, if it's Don't Fuck with Cats. If it's
I watched that.
Don't Fuck with Cats is the wildest shit that I've ever seen in my life.
That was interesting. That was
crazy.
Yeah.
Wild.
And what's the face? The Anna Delvey one.
Yes. I'm not so into like the dramatic reenactments.
Yeah, that was a bit but no. I watched a documentary about her, yeah.
Yes, for sure. True crime when no one dies. That's great. I love a heist.
Yes.
I love a scam.
Yeah, I like a scam.
The Tinder swindler was great. Wait a minute. The Tinder swindler. We can't not talk about the Katie Price of it all. So this is a fast developing story. And by the time that this episode comes out, I'm sure 20,000 other things will have dropped.
Yeah.
But it's wild because, I mean, I think it's clear to say that allegedly he's a scammer. I mean, this morning I woke up and like I said, this is probably old news, but I mean, he was saying that he's an arms dealer and he's been taken to a CIA black site. He's like taken away in the back of a car. But like, I was like, if he's in the back of a car and he's sending videos to Katie, then who's holding the phone?
Well, this is... Yeah.
Like, it's just none of it really makes any sense because you know that I was sat there in the audience at the Kylie premiere and we were waiting for the 8 p.m. article to drop. I'm so toxic, but I'm invested in this. Katie, we love you.
Listen, I enjoy Katie Price, and I've got a real big soft spot for her. Like,
she's a sweet person.
I think she has been through a hell of
My
a lot.
God.
A lot. But what I am over, I'm over these terrible men that come into her life. And listen, we're all adults. We've got to do up accountability that she also allows into her life. I'm not saying that she deserves ill treatment whatsoever, but
there's a vulnerability to Katie Price, though. And that's the problem. They are like a moth to a flame when they see someone vulnerable.
And she is somebody who clearly loves love and wants to be loved. It's the human condition. I get it.
She's got the blinkers on with this one.
Yeah.
Though.
And
or maybe she doesn't. Maybe she's like fully aware of what's going on because it is stellar podcast material.
Do you know what? The cynic in me is like, I wonder if she's known that he's been a fuckboy and just a scammer
I'm gonna get
this whole time. And she's going for that
Netflix stock.
No, but also this is the thing. Her being fucked over by a guy like this is a great press story for her.
Well, yes.
And it's another regeneration of a great news cycle for her.
Well, yes.
And it keeps us talking about, because look at what we're doing. We're talking about Katie Price, and he's going to be. I mean, he's going to be found out for being a dirty dog. And we're all gonna be like, oh my God, we love the pricey protector.
We love the pricey.
The pricey. What did Bimini say? It's in my nipple. I can see the future of my nipples.
You've seen everything going down in the press.
In the press. Yeah. The pricey. But like that impression's so good. But yeah, the cynic in me sort of like, I do wonder if she even knew.
I hope that she knows.
Yeah, and it's sort of like, you know what, this guy's going to get me some more column inches and is going to give the UK another season essentially of the Katie Price show.
She's scamming the scammer.
And if she is, then then fair dues. As long as her kids are happy and she's safe and happy, that's all I care about. We do love you, Katie Price.
We do love you. I think that's us for this week.
That is us for this week. So whether you are into it, over it, whatever, always love to hear from you. So do like, comment, subscribe, follow us along. And yeah, we'll be back next week to chat more shit.
See you next week.
Bye.